South Carolina is getting closer to 1,000 cases. During the last update, health officials confirmed 925 cases. 18 people have died statewide. York, Lancaster, and Chesterfield County each saw new cases. We're expecting another update this afternoon. The York County Sheriff told us he's frustrated with the lack of information coming from state health officials. The state tells emergency responders what county those who test positive live in, but not a detailed location. South Carolina reporter Greg Suskin is in York County, where their questions for 911 callers are now changing. Greg.
That's right. And Damani, this is really a problem all over the state here. The people accusing DHEC of not giving enough information. The sheriff here in York County called DHEC's position on this baffling, saying that when one of his officers leaves here to go to a 911 call, that they need to know what they're getting into. But that state health officials just aren't releasing enough information. I want to show you some video here. This is the 911 center in Rock Hill, where all dispatchers are now asking every 911 caller who calls in if they've got any symptoms of coronavirus, if they've come in contact with anyone who has it or is being evaluated for it, or if they've traveled out of the country in the last few weeks. But just today, that last question is being tweaked, where now all 911 operators will ask all callers if they've traveled anywhere inside the country where there's a high number of these COVID-19 cases. Now, the reason this is all being done, Sheriff Kevin Tolson says here, is that the answers to those questions on the phone could be the only things that a deputy, a police officer, a medic or firefighter even has when they get to a scene. They say that's not enough. He's accusing DHEC of withholding critical information from first responders. Of course, I did reach out to DHEC about this. They've heard this from around the state. Coming up tonight on Eyewitness News at 5, their response and why the changes they're making may not be enough for some. Damani, back to you.
All right, we will look forward for that update. Greg Suskin is live. Thanks a lot, Greg. Well, Belmont is taking steps to help small businesses weather this pandemic. Last night, the City Council passed a $400,000 small business assistance package. It will allow emergency loans of up to $10,000 to businesses in the city. Now, that money will be available until they can receive state or federal assistance or capital from a bank.
And daycares have until tomorrow to decide if they would like to stay open under the state's new guidelines. The state's new guidance requires daycares to screen all children and make room, if it's possible and if needed, for children of workers who are on the front lines fighting this pandemic. During this time, social workers are having a harder time doing their job. They need to make routine home visits when abuse is involved. But that is obviously not easy to do during this outbreak. Our Ken Lemon joins us live right now. And Ken, you spoke to a social worker about how they're balancing their job all while staying safe.
Yeah, and they tell me that those home visits are essential when it comes to protecting families and especially when it comes to protecting children. But now when they make those visits, they have to wear masks like these as well as gloves, in part to protect themselves. Now, they showed us what they look like when they put on that gear needed for an in-house visit. Workers have to wear those gloves to prevent contact with their hands, and they frequently use hand sanitizer. They say this look creates visual barriers, especially for a child that easily identifies with a smile. That's one more factor that they say may make it difficult for people in a house to trust them and share information with the person who is there to help them. So they tried to explain why this gear is necessary.
We still have to encourage, look, this is for you as much as it is for me. I don't want to potentially transmit anything. I want to make sure that you're safe too.
Yeah, social workers say it often takes a little bit more time to establish and regain that trust when they put that gear on. Live in Gastonia, I'm Ken Lemon, Channel 9, Eyewitness News.
Okay, and thanks a lot. Well, another major festival is postponing because of the outbreak. The Untapped Beer Festival at Bank of America Stadium is now no longer on. It was scheduled for May 16th. Organizers say they hope to reschedule the event and host it in the fall. If you have a ticket, they say make sure you just hold on to it.
As the United States tries to flatten the curve, some places on the other side of the curve appear to be turning a corner. Take a look at Wuhan, China, the epicenter of the deadly virus, now starting to reopen after more than 2 months in lockdown. Now, customers still need their temperature checked before entering anywhere, and masks are mandatory. Health officials are also saying that while the virus is still devastating Italy, the extreme measures it's taken appear to be slowing down the rates of infection.
It is our fervent hope that that is the case. But we have to now push the virus down, and that will not happen by itself.
According to a count by Johns Hopkins, more than 11,000 people in Italy have died from the virus. That's more than any other country. Well, 2 units from Fort Bragg are now in New York City to help hospitals there that are inundated with COVID-19 cases. One of those units is made up of nurses, medical techs, and others who are helping set up and staff field hospitals. The other is processing active duty personnel coming into the area.
So this silent enemy that we're combating against, we're going to do whatever it takes to support our lead agency to combat this enemy.
According to Fort Bragg officials, those units will be in New York until their mission is complete. All right, take a look at this. A plane packed with heroes, nurses, doctors, and other healthcare workers flying from Atlanta into New York to help with the coronavirus crisis. You can see many of them held up hearts to show their dedication, and we certainly send them all of our love to our healthcare professionals. Just our heartfelt thank you.
Well, Walmart is starting extra precautions today for its employees. They will start doing temperature checks on employees as well as making sure they have access to gloves and masks. They say this will help keep customers better protected as well. They'll do it for at least a few weeks. And we know how hard people in the medical field are working right now, and as a sign of appreciation, Dollar General wants to give them discounts. Any medical workers, along with first responders and National Guardsmen, will get a 10% discount if they show their badge. It will last through April. Well, a lot of dental offices have shut down, but what if you have a problem with a tooth? Next, the new tool that could help you avoid a trip to the ER.